Hello! So today I finally finished my main valley. This is probably like my, I want to say fifth main valley that I've ever done, which is absolutely crazy. But today I'm going to take you on a little tour. Right now we're in my plaza, which I decorated as like a Bridgerton inspired plaza. I absolutely love this build. Basically my whole thing for this build was using these like really cute like marble wall pieces, which I absolutely loved. I used two of the mansions. I could have used one as the like haunted one, but I really did not want the pumpkins. So this one is my main house here, which is a little bit annoying because I do like to have my main house be in my city, but not in this one. It's fine. I have like two little trains in here and like a train station. They don't really like lead up to anything, but I still really like the idea of having that in there. I did also really try to make everything accessible, so I have like a lot of my mining nodes open. I think that my only mining node that isn't accessible is back there, unfortunately. And I also can't access this one back here. I'm pretty sure there is a mining node back there. Here's what this build looks like as an overview. I am like really obsessed with this build. I use like quite a few different colors of trees. I have like darker green trees, lighter green trees, red trees. And I think they all look really nice, especially because when you look back at the castle, you can see that we have like all those different colored trees. So I really wanted to incorporate them at the front of this build too. I also have some like jungle trees mixed in there too, which are really nice. And moving on, we have my peaceful meadow. This one's kind of a little bit different. I have it split into two different areas through the middle here. So on this side, I have like a carnival area, I guess, still like a Toontown vibe. The other side of this is a Toontown, so I wanted to make it like a small little like I guess festival area or little like pop-up carnival that was like kind of attached to my Toontown. I have Woody's house and also Buzz's house because I just don't really do a lot of like builds for them. I thought it would be nice to kind of have them in the Toontown without really having them in the Toontown. So I have Buzz's RV right here next to one of the new little RV house skins too. Here's an overview of this half of the build. I really like it, honestly. I think it's really cute. I used a lot of the Day at Starpath, not Day at Starpath, Day at Disney. Day at Disney, yeah. I also have my stall here, which I did not show. But yeah, overall, really like this biome. I think it's really cute. On this side, I have my proper Toontown, which is kind of like a basic sort of vibe. I just went with like, you know, like the colorful reds and blues. I have the basic sort of foliage. I have a little truck here. I do have one of the Dreamlight trees here, which I actually don't think I meant to have there. I think that was kind of an accident. But yeah, I have most of the houses here. I do have Donald in here. I have Mickey over this side next to the fire station. I did try and put like quite a few like rustic elements. Like I have this little market here, which I really like. And then coming through here, we have Donald's house, which I put in this kind of weird area that I don't really know how to use properly. I just kind of put it in there. Yeah, this Toontown was honestly kind of hard to do. I tried to do like different pathing like this, which I think kind of helped. I don't know, it's not the prettiest thing ever, but I really like to have my Toontown in my main valley. Before this, I had this in my, I think my meadow floating island, which I liked, but I like to be able to see it like every day. You know, these are like main characters that we got at the start of the game, so I feel more of an attachment to them, you know. Moving on to my glade of trust, which is kind of a little bit weird. I actually want to show this build at nighttime because I think it looks a lot different. This is how it looks at night. Way better. It looks actually way better. This is my Mulan kind of like city. I think it's really cute, honestly. I didn't get to use the Wandering Moon castle thingy-majiggy because yeah, there was just not enough room, but I love this. I also used it for my Mulan Dream Snap. It's all accessible for all the mining nodes, which is really nice. And yeah, lots of like florals. I really do love this build. My glade is split up into 3 different sections. So this next section is kind of small, I guess. It's just got the Bayou Cottage. I'm going to change it to daytime. I really like this build, but I just don't really like the lighting in the glade that much. I just kind of made it like a basic kind of parky vibe. It's got it's got a good vibe to it. I really like it. This is the kind of entrance to the Bayou cottage. I used a lot of like pinks and a lot of different green sort of foliage. I left all of the river on this side open because on the other side I have it all closed off, and I was really trying to make this build very like accessible for like getting resources and stuff like that. I actually lied too. This is split up into 4 different sections. So this section is kind of weird. It's just my little friend portal, which is what I'm gonna call it. I kind of had a little fairy core vibe in here because the other little area is a fairy core build. I also used like all of these trees lined up here, which I got the idea from someone when we did valley tours. I cannot remember, I'm so sorry, but it was such a good idea. So I've been really obsessed with doing this lately. But yeah, moving on to my fairy core area, which I really like. I did not use like every single fairy core item or like house, but I do have the like wilted flower thing. I have a fountain, this little whatever this is called, I don't know what that's called, and yeah, I have this house skin, which is probably my favorite like fairy house skin. I don't know what it's from, but it gives me like Tinkerbell vibes. I really like it. And then I just have a little pot here. I did like block off the entrance to that little bridge there because I just didn't want them to like be in the same build. I just feel like they needed to be separated quite a bit. It also looks really good at night too. I like the vibes at night. I think it's really nice. But yeah, I'm going to show an overview of daytime and nighttime just because the glade looks so different in both. But oh, I also forgot to show I have like the little fairy garden thing right there, which I think looks really cute. This middle bit's quite basic. I basically just have a little lighthouse, stepping stones, and the same sort of foliage. This is also where I have my little stall. And I do have the banners kind of there leading into like the fairy area, which I think looks really nice. Here's the overview of the Mulan area. This is one of my favorite builds I think that I've ever done in my glade. I really struggle with my glade, but I think this looks really cute. And then here's the little bayou area and the little friend portal. And then here's everything at daytime. This bit looks so much better in the daytime. I also have all of my these trees. I cannot remember what they're called, but I really like them. It looks so different at daytime, honestly. I think all of the buildings, like this build, and my fairy build, look way better at daytime, but the Mulan build looks 1,000 times better at nighttime. Now to move on to my beach, which I did like a full pirate vibe to like all of my beach. This part is definitely my favorite. I have the seaside villa, I have a little market back here. I did use that little like piratey kind of house, but it's just on the water kind of in the background. On this side I have the little like hobbit house with more markets out front. I do really like this. I have like a train track going through some like river pieces. I really just went like really heavy on the markets. I also decided to use this ship and then also the other little tavern in this area, another market. I'm kind of obsessed with the markets, honestly. I left this open so I can still access it. And then coming over this way is kind of similar vibes, but it's a little bit more rustic. So I have this like lake that kind of separates both sides, and I have more like camping sort of vibe on this side. I have the like broken down ship, which I really like. And this new item that we got, which I just put a little motif thing on, which I think this looks really cute for like very minimal effort, just to not have it like white. But yeah, I have some like little decorated tables kind of everywhere, which I think look really cute. And a little like pirate booty chest. On this side, I did kind of like a trading market, I want to say. I have all of the little stalls and everything that we have for the whole of the main valley. I like to keep them all in one area because when I stock up on things or I feel like I'm low on things, I don't want to go to like every different biome and try and figure out where I put them. It's really nice to just have them all in one place. I kind of have half on that side and then half on this side with like markets and everything in between. I also made sure to put Wally's Garden because in my head it's not a store, but it gives the same vibe. I do really love this area though. I think it looks really cute. This is another area which I really struggle with, but I think I actually made it look quite good this time. I also made sure to add some like boats like coming in. I have a lighthouse too, which I really like. But yeah, here's a little overview of this area. I do think it looks really good. Like, I'm pretty freaking obsessed with this, like the whole beach. Oh, I forgot to show this too. I'm not that cute, but I forgot while I had like basically done all the decorating for my main valley. I completely forgot about these. I just had them shoved in the glade, so I thought, let me put them where they belong. And I just put them here with a little bit of extra decorations. But yeah, here's an overview of this side too. I actually really like it. I think it's really cute. Having the little like river pieces on the beach, I think really kind of elevate it and make it look really cute. And moving on to the forest of Valor. So this is kind of like very cottagey, very open space. Like I have lots of open space. On this side, I have my orchard using the new orchard house skin, which I think is unfortunately that like extra moonstone bonus thing that you had to pay for with real money, which not that obsessed with, but I did want to try and do at least one build with it. So I put it here with my little orchard. If you didn't have this and you wanted to do something similar, I honestly think that the Owl's Toy Barn looks 10 times better anyway in this building. I don't really like it at all. But yeah, the only ugly thing is the pink trees at the end. So I did try and cover them up with some of the like taller trees so you can't really see them from the front. But yeah, overall I think I really like it. It's very rustic. I have this little Belle's cottage thing, and this side here is just very like similar, just very open, lots of stuff going on. I have the little greenhouse over there. I also have the beast flower stall and the normal stall. This is just like very park-esque, I guess. This is a little like seating area, and then we have lots of sitting areas. It's very open, but it's kind of, I really like this sort of vibe. I always go back and forth of like, is it too boring, is it too boring? But you know, it's my valley and I like it, so I kept it. This part here is like a little rustic village, which I absolutely love. I think it's so cute. I love the red trees at the back, the new topiary that we got from the premium shop. We have like all the like rusticy sort of houses, and then also Eric's house, which is one of my Flynn's house, sorry, not Eric. But yeah, I really like it. I also did like kind of curved pathing with no border, which I think really adds to like the rustic vibes. But yeah, all of these houses together I think just look so good. Like they really do just complement each other so nicely. Of course I added in like a little Stitch truck too because I think they're so cute. Yeah, behind here it's all like open, I guess, accessible. I didn't fill it in that much. I also have like a small little walking area back here, which isn't the cutest but still very accessible. Here's like an overview of this bit. As you can see, there is like a lot of pathing, but I think it works really well. I actually did my village dream snap here just because I already had a village in my valley, so we just did a dream snap here and I got 4K, which is kind of cool. I just stood on the little bridge here, which I thought was really nice. But yeah, here's an overview of the orchard. I've been really obsessed with the fir trees too, so you'll see them quite a lot in my valley. And then this is the other little area over here. It's actually very open, super open, but I love the little river here. Now moving on to my frosted heights, which I'm not good at decorating with the frosted heights. I just want to put that out there. Don't critique me too much on this. I know it's not the cutest thing ever, but on the back side I have a Candyland, and then at the front I have a theme park, which I'm really not good at decorating theme parks either. So I have 2 theme parks in this valley, which I never usually even have a theme park. I think I've done 1 theme park before, but I think this one's kind of fun because it's like 2 things that I don't really like doing, like a theme park and decorating in the frosted heights. But I think it works well, like all the white and, you know, bringing in a lot of the color really does help it not seem so bland. I used a lot of the fir trees around all the edges, which also kind of brings in the color too, which I really like. It was also a really good opportunity to use this little stall that I had never used before. I do think it's quite nice, but yeah, it's kind of like awkward to use because it's so big. I did also make sure to use like a lot of the stalls and stands. So I have the pretzel stand there, and then back there I have the little ice cream stand. I also did use the big balloons and the Mickey thing. Also the floating thing, the sky thing. I don't know, that thing in the sky. I love using that in the theme parks anyway. And then through here is my little Candyland area, which is very bright. I really love how the yellow trees look in this biome. I think it looks really good. I also used a lot of the new balloon trees, which are such a cool item. Honestly, I really love them. But yeah, I like this area. It's like got really skinny pathing. I did this little like touch of magic road. We have like a little racetrack. We've got a balloon right at the end, some sitting areas for like watching the race. It's a very small race, but you get the vibe. And then we have these tables, which would look really cute with like cakes and cupcakes on them. Unfortunately, I did not do that, but overall, I still really like it. But yeah, here's an overview of this build. It's actually a nice build. Like, I think I did really well. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm really not good at decorating in the Frosted Heights. And I think overall, it's just quite a hard area to decorate anyways. But yeah, it looks so colorful, which is like so different to usually what I see people do or what I usually do in the Frosted Heights. Now to move on to my Sunlit Plateau, which is split up into 3 sections. I'll show you the first. It's this little area here, which is like a little rundown library. The story was that I kind of created is like, it was like a library, but it was kind of haunted or whatever, and a monster came and just smashed through everything. And now there's just books everywhere. I also have my little stall here. This is actually the latest build that we did. I only finished this about an hour ago on live stream. So kind of cool. I really like it. I think it's quite simple, but it's quite different. I've never done like a library in that way. This bit here is just like a camping area. I did this in a previous YouTube video, so it's quite new. But yeah, lots of like little river pieces. I used like all of the tents, RV, outhouses, literally like everything you can think of that would be in a campsite. I kind of added here. I actually really like it though. I think it's a really cute build, quite simple, but I think simple is always like a nice way to go. I also put in like quite a few of the like bone items. Kind of, whoa, my cat. That scared me. Hello, pretty cat. But yeah, hello. Hello, sweetie. You can stay. I can't use my keyboard like this, so you're gonna have to go. You can stand there on my keyboard if you want. Okay. Anyways, I cannot see my screen because she's standing in front of it. But yeah, I also added this. Bye-bye. I also added this campsite house, which I imagine's like the main area where you would like come and like check in or whatever. I don't know, I like it. I think it's cute. I really like it. It kind of transitions really nicely too into my city that I built here. I don't think I've ever built a city here. Maybe I have one time before, but I really like this area for a city. I think it's really cute. The only thing I would say is I wish that this pond was just a smidge over so we could have like the row of houses there, and then we could have an actual pathway because it's kind of disconnected there. It's really squishy to like fit into Chez Remy's, but I still think it's really cute. I used this little thing here as a little like bus, even though it's a train, but I'm just pretending it's a little bus. We have another little stitch truck, which I use way too much. But here's a little area where it's really squishy to walk through. I guess I could have left out the markets, but I like the markets. They're cute. And then we have a little like sitting area here. It's also accessible, which is nice. Been keeping all of my areas accessible. I've been really good about it lately. But yeah, overall I really like this area. I think it's really cute. It's quite like a fun, you know, like upbeat, colorful town, which I don't usually do that often. Here's an overview of my little city area. I think it's so cute. Then we have our camping area, which honestly is like a really nice transition between the both of them. And then we also have the little library, which I think is really cute. Last but definitely not least is my what is this biome called? Freak! I can't remember what it's called. But my spooky haunted biome. This build first here is, I think, the first build I ever did in this valley. It was on stream. It's like a old haunted castle. Not really haunted, I don't want to say haunted, but my vibe was it's been like abandoned. So it's really fancy, it's really nice, but you know, it could do with some TLC. No one's living here. I do really like it. I use like the lions and stuff. I think it's a really cute build, honestly. I have this like entry thing which looked cool before I put this building in the way, but it was like a cool like lookout area. I also have a dragon here too. All of the mining nodes for this biome too are accessible, which is a really good thing, a good touch. But yeah, going through here we have the little thorn cottage. This bit back here is like where I can get to all of my mining nodes. But yeah, I did like a little witchy area with some fountains and lots of like potions and all of that sort of stuff. I really wanted to be inclusive of this random area which we can't delete. I can't remember what it was to do with the story, but yeah, we can't move them. So I thought, let me just create like an area that includes them. So I put like some extra potions. And here's my my treehouse. I kind of just like enclosed it in there so you can't really see it. It doesn't really bother the rest of the build. It's kind of just there. And then over here we have a little bit more of the like witchy sort of vibe, and then I have a little cemetery build back here, which I think looks really cute. I like it. I have not done a cemetery build in a long time, so it's just this little area here where I have some like coffins, some, forgot what this is called, but whatever that's called, and whatever this is called. I really cannot remember what they're called. But yeah, here's a little overview. I love this area. This is really cute. These like what are they called? What are they called? These lily pad ones just make the build feel realistic, you know, like the old like abandoned sort of vibe. I really love it. And then over here we have the forbidden fruit, and then we have the little, I guess this is like a kind of like a witchy build, but I don't really want to call it a witchy build. And then we have our little tombs and coffins. I don't know, I like it. Probably also my first time ever using this like grass piece, which is really fun. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun decorating this entire valley through live streams, videos, and everything like that. So thank you guys so much. Also, thank you for almost 5k subs. I think we're like 20 off 5k as of the time of recording this. So thank you guys so much. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. This is the first time I've said that. Oh, if you've got this far through the video. Anyways, yeah, I hope you have a really good rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this gave you some inspiration. And if you have any photos or any biomes that you've done, feel free to share them in the Discord. The link's in the bio. Anyway, bye-bye.